Hi guys, welcome back. Caught me drinking coffee again. Right, now,
Welcome everybody.
I said on my next video I was going to do a cowboy hat, but I don't think I'm going. I don't know how well this would be for a cowboy because it's got these big knot bits here. You know, these where branches come off on this holly. Now, I've decided I've got two bits. So the first bit, to see how it's going to turn, I'm going to turn it as a bowl. Basically, I said, we're going to do a bowl, but well, what are you going to do? Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount this on. Now, this might end up just as a first turn, because it's 10th of, so it's October 23 this was, so it's only months really. It is still quite heavy, it's quite dry. So I'm going to see what it starts to finish like, whether I could turn it thin and have a finish. Now, I'm putting it on my worm screw chuck, okay. And I'm putting the screw all the way in because it goes in an inch, just over an inch I think, and that I find is nice, gives me a good bit of security. So right, it's wet, so I'm tightening up, then I'm going to undo it a few turns and I'm going to do it back up again, and that way hopefully it won't grip too tight and hold on. Right, that's it, that's all I'm doing. That will tighten up a bit more as I start turning it. Right, that seems fairly balanced. That so I've got it. I put a compass on there and got the ring, so I've got it sort of centered, so I could see. Weight wise, I think it seems to be fairly well balanced. On here, I've just got a cone center. I'm going to bring up because I've got the bark on there. I don't want a steb center because it won't, and I don't want to have to move the bark off. I'm just going to wind that in a bit because it's going to have a foot on the bottom, so which I should take off at a later date. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just start by giving this a bit of a rough down and see how it cuts, how it behaves, and see what sort of finish I might get on it. As I say, holly before I've used dry holly, and it's very white, which is quite nice actually if you want that sort of thing. Well, I'm going to start there because I want to just knock the corners off first. Okay, so I've got my rest just going across above. My tool will be above centre, and first, now normally I would use I like to use my spindle gouges, but this is quite heavy, quite lumpy. I'm going to use one of my bigger bowl gouges so I don't get beaten up at all. Okay, if you want to use carbide, you can use carbide. Personally, I wouldn't recommend the square. I would probably go with a 9mm box hollower for that. Would do a fantastic job. Okay, but I'm going to use my bowl gouge because I've got it. And I haven't actually done much with the bowl gouge for the last few turns. Now, it might look a bit big, but yes, I'm going to use this nice big beefy one, which I took the flute down a bit. I ground the flute down to make it into more like a bit more spindle gouge for me.
So it's a spole.
I adapt my tools to suit me. Right, so I'm going to put my face shield on. Well, I'm going to turn the lathe down, tighten everything up, start up, see what it spins like. No vibration there. See what I can get up on there. A little bit of vibration there. Vibrating. See if I can get through it. Yeah, I'm through it. Right, I'm going to go at that. Turning with my left-handed so I can stand out the way of it, because those chips are really coming off. We'll come around there. I'm going to come backwards on this. Edge off. handle right down low, and I'm above centre. I'm cutting. I'm above centre with my tool, and I'm actually cutting above centre by a good inch, maybe a bit more. And that way, as you can see, it's quite a rough piece of wood, but I'm not getting beaten up at all. And I ain't got the tool wedged on my body, I've got it, it's just here, okay? I'll have a look at this in a minute and see what's happening. Well, I'm going to have a look now, see what's happening to it, see what it's looking like. Oh, very grey that side, that's a bit, I wasn't expecting that actually. Well, I think I've got that fairly even. Quite a nice finish, seeing as I'm taking rough cuts, but there's quite a bit of dark grey coming down into that. That's where the knot was, that's where the other one is. Right, okay. Well, that's interesting, that's a bit different to what I thought it was going to look like. Right, okay. I'll bring it down a little bit more. Now I've got it sort of roughly round, I can get the speed up a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more speed on it. Makes it better for me and better for the lathe, better for everything. Right. Okay, I've got all the big lumpy bits off, so covered everything. If I can find one amongst all these shavings, I'm going to go over to my spindle gouge. My 5/8 one. Right, I'll lower my tool rest a little bit. Bit of bump there because I've still got a flap there, that's why. If I roll it round into a push cut, it'll be alright. Right, it's quite well. I'm going to have a look, see where I'm going. Right, that's all alright. I've got a bit more there to come off. That's gone off of that side. I'm going to have to bring it down a bit more for that because I can't, where am I on this? To the where my compass was. Well, I've still got a little bit to go anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of that bit. That's quite soft there as well, so it's going to have to come down a bit. Bit punky there as well. Okay. Alright, get the speed up a little bit more. Makes everything go nicer. I'll give myself a foot. Just so I can hold it when I turn it round. Right, that's feeling better there now. Right, I think I'm going to actually come off of that. Come in a bit. I can hear there's a funny bit there. Let's see what sort of too bad a shape. Okay. Right, let me have a... Oh, they've gone everywhere, though.
Yeah.
I've got shavings have flown everywhere.
Because it's wet wood, isn't it? So
Yeah, and it's wet wood, so at least it's just getting some of it off for me. Right, having a look at that. I quite like that sort of shape, but this is very wet. I think this is going to have to be a turn, and then I'll have to come back to it, because I don't think I'm going to get a finish. I don't think I'm going to get a good finish off of that. It's too, you can see how wet that is there.
very wet.
Yeah. But, I don't know actually. Maybe I'll see if I can get what the finish will look like on it. We go change the tool, change over to a smaller spindle gouge so I can get a finish and see what the finish is like. It's lovely here. It's around this bit I'm looking at. I've got no torn grain, but I've got a few marks there, bevel. That's all. Right, let's get it started up. Let's have a look. Put this one back. Right, I want a smaller tool. What ones do I want? We'll go for this one. Nice long grind on it. Yeah. Well, that feels nice. Right, it's not too bad. A little bit off of there. That's alright. That's looking quite nice. Let me have a look. Yeah, that got rid of all that, so that's alright. That's looking nice. Okay, I don't know what it'll go. I think I'm gonna have to turn it quite thin, to be honest. I really don't need a lot sanded on that, but it will probably fluff up. I'm going to see what it'll sound like to make me decide what I'm going to do with it. It's a bit too wet, it's just going to clog the paper up. So I don't think that's going to be a case of getting this finished today. Unless I can turn it really thin. So I'm going to turn it round, pop it in a chuck. Yeah, it's not going to sound very well. It's lovely and smooth. Oh, I've got to take that bottom off first. Sorry, I've got to do that bottom bit. Right, start back up. I want to gently release the pressure. I'm on a worm screw, so it's not going to go nowhere. So we'll take this bottom off. Just so it sits better in the chuck. Get rid of the hole. A bit more. Right, okay. We're going to now turn it round, put it in a chuck and hollow it. And it'll probably hollow pretty quick. And I'll probably take it down to a size, I don't know, it's quite pretty actually. I mean, sounding wise, like I say, I can't really sound there. It's what am I looking for? Right, let's see. See how that tightened up when I started to turn it? Right, yeah. Going for that sort of a shape on it. I don't know why, but I did. But I think this is going to be more of a first turn, because it is really wet. So there, right, what size have I got there? I should be able to go into these ones. Or step jaws. Yep, that's going into that. Right, that's actually bottoming out on that. It's actually going to bottom out on that bit there. They're not quite deep enough. I'm going to use a different jaw. That's all right. Like I say, I don't want it to be a perfect circle or nothing. I want to hold that, not, and I've had to do a biggish one because I might have to reshape it if I have to rechuck it sometime. I think I can get it on this one. Let's see. I don't want to have to put it back on and adjust it. No, I don't think I'm going to go there. I might have to put it back on and adjust it. Yeah, it's not going to fit that one. I left it a little bit high for that chuck. Right, hang on. It should be all right. These things happen, guys, don't they? Always happen to me. Because I don't like measuring, see? Right, it's not a problem. Because I've got that where my worm screw was, I can put my worm screw back on very quickly. Put it back onto the worm.
You know, while you're there, because it's quite, I think it might be quite helpful for some new turners. You know when you said when it was bottoming out?
Yeah.
What do you mean by bottoming out in the
bottoming out?
Chuck?
Right,
yeah.
well, what was happening there was when I put it in the chuck, this was hitting, because I wasn't thinking, because these are step, they're not quite as deep here. If it had been for one, if I'd made it smaller, I could have put it into one of these jaws fine. Yeah. But because I want it quite big, because I'm going to have to come back and redo this maybe. When I put it in there, it hits on that bottom, so I'm not coming up against this shoulder on there. And it's not a massive deal, but I would like it to be on that shoulder. So all I'm going to do is pop back on. Everything's still the same. Nothing's changed. And all I'm going to do is take a little bit off of that. Foot's still fine. But all I'm doing is I'm going to just take it down a little bit. Make sure I've got nothing sticking up in the middle, which I haven't. So there you go. If you get that happens, pop it back on. It'll all centre back up if you ain't moved nothing. Everything's running perfectly true again. And I've just taken it down that little bit. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can measure your chucks and do all that sort of stuff. I don't bother, it don't bother me. If it don't fit, then, well, I'll just adapt it and do it for another bit. There you go. It's a little bit more to show you, isn't it? Most people would cut that out if they made a mistake. I don't. Okay? No. I do it all the time because I can't be bothered measuring. I'm only having a play. It's no big deal. You know, so when now it fits perfect, see? So when you're having a play, guy, you know, if you're new, don't worry if you get it wrong. Right, now because I've got that centre, I'll loosen this a little bit and I'll push that in. That makes sure it centres nice, and then that's tight. And this is wet wood, so I don't want to go mad. So tight, and that's it. That's that little nip. That's it. It don't even want to go a whole quarter. That's tight. Okay. I'm not going to wrench down on it. And there you go. Everything's true. No wobble. Everything's going all right. I should take the front off first and then get this out of the way. I don't want this. If you're worried that that's going to come off, then you're obviously not mounting it properly. You shouldn't need this. Okay. It's different if it's a massive big bowl. You might want to put it on there to start off. A little bit of support. But for me, I'd rather it out of the way. Okay. Right. Right. On this, I'm going to start off. I'm going to hollow most of this with a carbide, because I'll show you carbide as well. And what I'm going to do, one I don't really use that often, I'm going to use the number 2 box hollower. This is a slightly bigger one. Okay. Just so you can see it in use. Right. I'm going to turn the speed down because I have taken it off and put it back on. Not that side. Right, everything's running nice, everything's true. I'm going to turn my speed back up to a comfortable speed. I want to turn it. What I find is good for the carbide and everything. So there you go. Right. Right, remember this is pretty much going to be a first turn. So I'm not... So I've got nothing in the way. I've got a long handle on this one, that's alright. The only thing when you've got long handles, you can't drop your handle right down. Right, there, we've got a beautiful finish on that edge. Not it's going to matter because, like I say, first turn. Right, for me, I want to see if I can turn this nice and thin, because then it'll dry quicker. Right, I've done. Oh, that's right. I've got it all in my hair and everything. Right. I'm using a 15mm square chisel. I'm just going to get this hollowed out. And if you want nice ribbons, then I'll use a square chisel. And yes, I am using it to scrape, but you can still get ribbons. So just because people get ribbons don't mean they're cutting. They're fooling you. Just jumping over because I'm going past the centre onto there when I'm just pushing it in. Right, that's about all I can do with a square. So I'm back in with the box follower. Following the straight. I'm just looking down the outside here so I can follow the straight. Bit high now. Right, okay. Got quite a chunk there, and fairly even around the sides there. So I'm just going to take a look and see what I've got on the inside. Get that grace come through. Look, beautiful, clean finish. Look at that. Right. Okay, I've got an even thing. That is so wet in there. I'm going to have to do it as a first turn, so it won't go much thinner than this. But I've got that shape, so I'm going to go for this shape, and that should hopefully. If I take it a little bit thinner, then hopefully it won't move so much. Now, the only reason I'm going to do that is because someone did ask me about the SCH6, about the way it works. Exactly the same as all the other SCH chisels. So I've just made a cut with it. So just come in with it on 45. It's wet wood, so it's clogging it up. It's clogging it up a little bit because this wood's so wet. But literally, it is just the same, the cutter's at the angle. It's such a small cutter, and because this wood's wet, it's clogging it as soon as I'm coming onto it. But literally, that is it. The cutter is already set at the angle you need. You can use it to pull cut, like so, and it will give you a beautiful finish, or you can use it to push cut. But I wouldn't use it on soaking wet wood like this because it is clogging it up. It's clogging up in the cutter.
Too small, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's the same with all the SCH ones. Even with the 12, so we can get a good finish. See, this has got a bigger cutter, so it will pick up that cut a bit better. I don't want to go too much in there. I'm just going to come across the bottom. That's it. Leave that out. That's it. Right, as I said, I'm not going to go too mad, but yeah, I've got that shape there. don't want to go any thinner down the bottom there. I've got this sort of thickness all the way. I might have a little bit more meat just there. I'm going to take another little cut there. I'm going to do it with a box follower. Because with the AU ones, that is clogging the cuts a little bit with such wet wood. It's picking up such a big ribbon, and it's getting a bit there. So I'm going to come in just flat. I just want to clean up there, get that shape. I mean, it's only a first turn, so it doesn't matter, but I want to leave it as clean as I can. So I'm going to roll it back because it's closed and get a little push cut. Too many shavings. But you've got to be careful when you come from the bottom, the transition from the side to the bottom. Just back it off a little bit and then come on again. Right, I'm just going to go flat there. Get that round there. Right, that's it. That's all I'm doing with this one because I'm going to have to turn it again. But there you go. I don't want to leave it with a rough finish though. I want a good finish on it for when it dries. Right, that's it. Look, there's water. Oh, as it spit, there's water all coming out on the side there. So it shows you how wet it is. Let me just turn it on again. Spin that up a bit. Right, now turn it off. Right, there you go. Lisa comes in, look. You can actually see that I've just got the water coming out of it there. Can you see it?
Not really from here, but
it's wet.
I can see your finger.
Yeah,
Wet now.
it's wet. I'm actually, when I turn the speed up, the water's coming out of there. So that's why I'm not going to be able to do a finish on it. So that's it for today, I'm afraid, guys, on that one. But that was all hollowed out. And look, these. Let me show you here. When people say about ribbons, and oh, a bowl gouge will give you ribbons, well, those ribbons came with the square carbide. So, don't be fooled. You can get ribbons with your carbide, guys. It don't mean you're just doing anything wrong. Yeah. All right, for you new turners, don't think you're doing something wrong. You can get ribbons with that. Right, there we go, guys. That's going to be it for this one, I'm afraid. Yeah, I didn't know what that holly was going to be like, but it is like, it's a shade. I've got that very dark. I've got very dark wood there, that grey. Oh, I'm not over keen on grey, but what I might do is, as this dries, I might put some colour on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I might put some colour on that, and I'm going to have to come back, do another shape. I've left it so it's slightly over on the front, so I will be able to get that back onto my bigger chuck jaws. Square the foot up if I need to, and then just take another pass on that, and then come and hollow it again. Or I can put it on my wooden jaws up here. That's probably going to fit over. Yeah, it'll fit over this one. It'll fit over that. I can return the foot and then do a second turn. So that's it for now, guys. I'm going to leave this one to dry out a bit. So I'll probably pop that into the bag with some sawdust, wood shavings.
Wood shavings that you.
And yeah, I've got plenty of them. Right, so. That's it, guys. Just the first turn, okay? And you see, and you can do it with your carbide. And just because it's the first turn, don't mean you've got to leave a load of tear. Well, I mean, although this is actually really wet, we've got no torn grain in there. Got no torn grain. The box hollow is fantastic, fantastic. If you're doing a slightly bigger bowls, then go for the number 2 box hollower. Okay, right. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.